Hello everybody, my name is Elenator and welcome back to Minecraft Through the Android 49. I don't know what I was going on about yesterday with beds, because I tried looking through 0.10 on like the potentially dangerous versions list and I think the wiki. I couldn't find anything within 0.10's build era. I also mentioned yesterday about arrow entities causing problems, and that is a 0.11 problem. Oop. So I don't know if that's it's currently a problem or if that's a potentially future problem. But I guess we'll try sleeping and not deal with the Enderman that keeps moving all these grass blocks around. Bye bye. You know what I didn't do? I didn't look into what exactly 0.10 adds. I think that's kind of my fault. But what we are going to try to do in the meantime is I still want to try to make another nether reactor, make another nether spire, and steal some netherrack from that, even though I know that's going to be a lot of mining. It's to fix the one we currently have, even though I know I already deconstructed one of them. And in the end, this is going to be rather pointless because the nether is not too far away with 0.12. Alright, let's see. Doop. I'm thinking. Let me move over to stream and the health. Stream settings. I'll just keep settings wherever it shows. No issues present. Oh yeah, I forgot. I was also supposed to go hunting for some animals because I need food. The sheep, y'all get to live for now. I don't have my shears on me. Hey, they fixed the durability at the bottom. Party potato. Most of the test builds or alpha builds, I guess it's just straight up called build because it's Pocket Edition Alpha. Well, anyways, most of these test builds are bug fixes after the first one. So like the first build has all the new features, and then from then on the next, 8 to 12 versions after that are all just bug fixes until they get around to the full release, which is deemed stable enough. I don't know how long it'll take for me to run out of chicken, but I'd rather just start stocking up on food now. Of course, it'd also be wise to stock up on food now because when hunger gets added, I'd rather not start out with no food prepared. I see you. Excuse me, baby cow. That's a grass block that needs to move. I don't know why the Endermen like putting grass blocks on this path. I'm pretty sure this is the third or fourth one I've cleaned up. I was placed on the path directly. Maybe because it stands out. Maybe they just place wherever, and it's only most noticeable because I'm absolutely certain that grass block does not naturally belong on my gravel path. Yes, this has officially been taken over from the villagers. They're locked inside their homes. They can't do anything. There's a lot of sheep. Maybe I should have brought my shears. It's not turning night. This is when the sky gets darker when you look at the sun. Interesting. That was always a bedrock feature. But now I know. It might have been added yesterday, although I wasn't looking at the sun too much. Because I said that 0.10 was a big overhaul to lighting and the renderer. It's also why now we have smooth lighting during the day and night transition. I wonder if there's a waste of diamond sword durability. I should be saving it for bad guys. Oh well. Maybe this should be my excuse to go mining some more. Because I already want to pick up more gold. That's what we'll be doing after we start getting all this food. I'll probably just keep it raw for now. I don't feel like cooking it until later. Bye-bye. I think I got the goods. Hopefully. Nom 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 nom. Alright, we'll put this away. And then I'll grab stuff to go mining. I don't think we have too much farther in the vertical shaft. In fact, I can count when we get back over there. I didn't realize we had so many apples. Whoops, where'd those come from? Must have been all those dark oak trees. So we have a fair amount of that. We'll just make... Why don't we make 3 more pickaxes? I knew we did have an odd number. I made the helmet. Oh yeah, did they fix the durability on here? Yay! I wonder how that broke to begin with. Alrighty, time to go mining. I might just leave that one over there. It'll slide over eventually. But you know what? You know what else I need? I need cobblestone stairs. Back, forth, back, forth. I think it'll also be wise to make some more. And I'll feel better if I do that, because y'all know me in odd numbers. Hopefully we're not mining for too long, because I'd rather go caving when I go mining. But I kind of do need more cobblestone. I have the urge to build with it, and this is not going to get me too far. Alright, time to sleep and hope nothing goes wrong. I'm so used to being able to crouch while in the bed, because beta. Oh. That was a quick buffer on the preview. Any drop frames? I'll probably need to see how next week goes. I'll need to see whether or not to just stick to Enlisted. I'm in the big old testing phase. And that lighting looks terrible. You know, if we didn't have smooth lighting, this wouldn't be a problem. Pretty sure it's because that log is there. And so, because this is a full block, it's affecting the lighting on there. Anisotropic filtering, am I right? Alright, I was supposed to count. Hold on. So this one... what was this? Oh wait, hold on, I remember, I think. Or do I? I'm standing on 63. Alright, time to count. Okay, I'm currently standing on 31. We are still a little bit higher than I thought we were. Oops, but that's okay. Oop, let's not break the walls like I did previously with one of the holes that I don't think I ever bothered to fix up. Yeah, we're at 31 here, which means we are indeed at gold level. I never did analyze the world and check, because I got it up and loaded and MC'd it yesterday. And then I didn't do anything. I got it prepared because I was looking at the biomap for the world, but I had to figure out where I was. Since it was fastest to just load the world and MC it and check the coordinates that way. Since the level.dat's not opened with NBT Explorer. Not natively. I'd need a dedicated Pocket Edition Explorer for that. I have Ultimate, no, what's it called? Something World Converter. Universal, I can never remember that. Universal Minecraft Converter from years ago. And it sort of works. Although it doesn't support the 1.13 content. So I guess it works for pre-Bedrock stuff. Because I tried using it on the Legacy console world. My across the 360. All these names I can never remember. Tried using it on the 360 world. That didn't work. There was also a dedicated Xbox 360 converter. Well, 360 and PS3. That didn't work either. So I had to stick to using Chunker, as that seems to be the most complete form of converting these Legacy console worlds. Well, those. This is not one. 3 identifiable versions of Minecraft. Because everything's based from there. Java, console, and Pocket. Console was phased down, term for Pocket. Sad times. I wonder if anyone's made a video of like how the Better Together update should have been done. Because I think the way it goes, everyone, at least most people now, haven't found anyone who would say otherwise, would prefer if Legacy Console was the de facto universal version. I'll just plop that there. But the problem is, which I'm going to keep complaining, phones should not have been included. I don't believe phones, mobile devices, should have been included in the Better Together update. And it brings me big sadness that Minecraft has to be brought down as a whole to make sure that people playing on low-powered phones with touchscreen controls only. I think that's one of the reasons why the offhand has been so limiting, or has been limited on there ever since it's been included. Because there's no dedicated left and right click. On here, it's tap and hold. You cannot differentiate without adding another on-screen button. That's a cave. I was kind of hoping that would happen. It's one of the reasons why I built this shaft so close to the cave system. I was really hoping we'd run into caves down here. Caves already explored. Or was close to exploring. We'll probably level this to the cave and then call it there. I think I'm already done mining. At least for today. I was also kind of hoping we would find gold in here. That ended up not happening. Oh well. One thing at a time. Once we're done here, we'll go back to the new cave system that we started exploring a couple episodes ago. When we walked along the beach. Oh, there's some lava. We'll be running into that soon. Is the hitbox? The white outline doesn't feel positioned on the blocks correctly. Not all of them, only some of them. There was also, like, Z fighting issues yesterday, I noticed, particularly with the door. I don't know if that was fixed or not. I wasn't paying attention when I slept earlier. Yawn, I say, even though we're only 15 minutes into the day. You know what I haven't been doing? I have not at all been keeping up with the staircase. Oops. How am I supposed to get out of here now? I think this might be the last layer that I'm gonna mine for now. If I had dirt, I would use that, but I don't think that's happening. I've got more gravel. Do I really want to turn it into flint, though? I guess we'll just use cobblestone. Also, haven't been paying attention to how many blocks we've been going down. For all I know, we're going to run out of stairs anyway. Is that? Oh, nope. You could still see at certain angles that Z fighting. Guess that hasn't been fixed yet. Oh well. The hotbar placement's still throwing me off. But I think it won't be until 0.12 that it becomes full. At least I'm hoping on here. I know it's dependent on like resolution and device as a whole. Nope. Wait, how did I do that? Did I just place that on the underside? Hold up. How did that happen? Oops. Oh, there's that stone. Never mind. I didn't see that. I thought it was just a hole there, and I somehow managed to place the stair on the underside of that block. Underside of the stone. Nope. Alright, say no to you. And you too. There we go. Now we're all caught up. Please don't auto jump. It still tries to auto jump when I get to the top of the stairs, but oh well. I wonder why they left it as forced on for so long. Oh well. Alright, so this torch has got to be moved over there. And now I say, hooray. And this is definitely going to stand out if ever I'm mining in these caves again. And I stumble upon the quick exit. I wonder if I just walk backward. What if I walk backward? Nope. Am I still auto jumping? Oh, doesn't matter. I'm at the top now. Well, since it's nighttime again, we'll catch some Z's and prepare to go caving. Oopsies. I knocked some empty water bottles over. We'll prepare to go caving and then go caving. I didn't know how to follow up on that. Oop. You know what? Yeah, we'll sleep first. I'm tired of all the endermanning. Don't know if enderman has been used as a verb before, most likely. This is probably the first time I've used it on any of my videos, though. Alright, let's toss the cobble. I will indeed need to make more stairs after that. Because with 7, that's only 3 blocks farther down. Alright, so in preparation, I have only 3 pickaxes, but we're gonna grab, I learned from last time, we're gonna grab 2 stacks. 2 stacks of sticks this time. Oh wait, is that gonna be enough? That's only stacking 52. Oops. Let me take you. That's plenty. Famous last words. I'll run out of torches again. That just proves how many torches I place. So toss that stack, toss that near stack. Now we're ready. Don't know if going down with only 4 cooked chicken is going to be good enough, but that's what we're doing. I don't know why I entered in there, so I decided to play it cool and act like, let me see if I left anything in here real fast. Here's what I was supposed to was head back here for the gravel. Boop. Alright, adventuring we will go. Maybe later we'll do more tree chopping. As much as I want to keep expanding off in that direction, this is the direction we've been mining, which means perhaps I should be going this way instead. Decisions, decisions, decisions. Jump, jump, big jump. I saw that green bean over there. We're going to try to ignore him. And hope there's nothing else out here, because I don't know. Stuff's burning, and there's where I built the tower. Well, I guess this is where we'll head to. Unless, if I want to just... You know what I don't have? I don't have a water bucket. I don't want him following me. This time I'll end his suffering, because there have already been 2 or 3 zombies that I just said, I'll let you burn. I saw you. Do you see Mr. Greenbean? Was that a different one? That was a different one. I don't even know where he came from. Well, at least you were polite enough to drop the torch. It's bothersome when they don't drop the torches, that they explode. And is this a different cave system? I was thinking that this would just lead into where I've already been. That hasn't happened yet. That was a lighting bug. Minecraft in its entire history has been plagued with lighting bugs. Ever since dynamic lighting was added in dev. Pre-classic and classic was the only time Minecraft didn't have a lighting bug, because it was one check. Does this have skylight or not? If it had skylight, access to skylight, then it was bright. If there was no skylight, it was dark. Well, now it's 3D. It's much more complicated than that. Especially if you want to do lighting passes during world generation. That way it doesn't look bad and requires block updates. That just leads to the surface as well, but there's more coal, so we're going to pick this up. Especially since these sticks aren't going to do me any good if I don't have any coal to go with them to make the torches. I also discovered there are indeed mine shafts already generated. Who buzzed me? Not important. Hello out there. I wonder if Minecraft will ever get audio, directional audio. I guess more like spatial audio. There we go. Stuff like reverberations and whatnot. I know they're, at least on Java Edition, overhauling the entire renderer. Vulkan support is being included. I don't know if they just now finished it or if it's still being worked on. But the addition of Vulkan is probably in preparation to get the... I can never remember what it's called because they changed the name 3 times. There was the Super Duper Graphics Pack is what it was going to be called back in 2017, I think. I'm pretty sure 2017 was when they made the entire music video dedicated to the Super Duper Graphics Pack. It's still on Minecraft, Minecon Earth, as it was back then. It's still on the full-length Minecon Earth video, but the dedicated video itself that they released of just that segment, that one was privated. Either privated or deleted. So it's not the Super Duper Graphics Pack anymore. So then that was back in 2017 or so. It was supposed to be coming to console. You know, PS4, Xbox One. That didn't happen. So then they came out with Minecraft RTX. And that did release. Although I don't remember if that required dedicated worlds or not. Because I know there were specific maps that were made for RTX. Oops. Why does the item turn red? Item in my hand turned red. I took damage. Minor bug. Anyways, Minecraft with RTX came out, but of course that was limited to computers only, and RTX. There we go. I don't know why that took so long. Computers only with ray tracing capable graphics cards. And so instead of being console only, it ended up being computer only. I don't think it ever really took off because I don't hear people talking about it much anymore. Every once in a while I'll see something. And then they have whatever it's currently called. I was just reminded of this and I don't know why I can't remember. I want to say like simple shaders, but that's not right. Because they can't call it shaders because the community has shaders. We gotta make sure that this is official. This is bountiful, beautiful. It's not fabulous graphics because there's fast, fancy, and fabulous, and I think the only thing with fabulous is it fixed like rendering with 2 things. I can't remember the name of it. Man, Koski's not here to correct me. I can't remember what it's officially called now. Whatever the built-in shaders are. I just don't keep up with modern enough. Oop, hello. Put this to stick in my brain. It's because I keep wanting to call it the Super Duper Graphics Pack, but that's not what it is. To think that there are so many people who play Minecraft now who probably have never heard of it. That one does not spark joy. What's even sadder is that there are so many people who think Minecraft is supposed to look Joppified. That one also brings sadness. That one brings even more sadness. 2019. I don't know if we're there yet, but we will hit a point where Minecraft has had Joppa textures for longer than Notch textures. Notch and whoever the developer added a feature. Because there was a video, one of the official Minecraft videos, they talked about the textures. It might have been one of the Minecraft lives when they announced the texture change. But one of the one of the Mojang people said that most of the time for the new features were just textured by the developer that implemented them. So there was no consistency. And then they brought Java on to add consistency. That way all the textures would be made by one person. I didn't know that. Well, I guess it kind of makes sense that there was no dedicated texture artist. Where did the textures come from? Not everything could be Notch, although Notch was many of the early textures. By the time 1.0 rolled around, I don't know if either he went around fixing his own textures for, that 1 or 2 pixels that needed correcting on like planks or cobblestone. Cobblestone was just redone in beta 1.7, and then surprise 1.0 said, let's fix this again. Can't remember if it was 1.9 pre-4 or pre-6. I know pre-6 was a big update to fix mining speeds. That's one of my favorite, well, I should say that would be one of my favorite beta 1.9 pre-releases, except wooden doors don't work. I don't know how they messed up wooden doors so badly to the point where you couldn't manually open them anymore. Because when you click on the door, it stays closed, but it plays the sound twice. So somebody done goofed. That's a lot of gravel. Somebody done goofed and made it so that the doors just, they open and close on within the same tick. I don't know how that happened. So that was a pre-release 6 problem. 1.0 did a band-aid fix where sure you can open the door again, but you hear the sound play 3 times still. So that wasn't actually a fix. That's a problem that existed in RC1, RC2, and I even think 1.0. There was a server update 1.0.1 that finally fixed that door issue. And it wasn't until the snapshots for both client and server, 11W47A, where that fixed the door issue. 1.0 was a mess, and most certainly not the completed version. Even if you ignore bugs from pre-existing versions, to think that beta 1.8 added the sniper duel achievement and it wasn't possible to obtain until 1.1 or one of the 1.1 snapshots. I don't know exactly when it was fixed. Weird times, I say. There's still a video I want to do about the adventure update that I haven't done yet. Especially since I've been looking into, or reading back up on it as I've been playing on my beta 1.8 world. Because I gotta say, there's stuff I'm definitely, I want to enjoy, but I must be patient. Skipping out on beta 1.8 would be, before the world is complete, means I failed my challenge. I want to be the person to have the entirely complete beta 1.8 world. And that's why I have to come up with my own challenges, because you can't complete a beta 1.8 world by technical means. Only 1.0 and later, you can mark a world as complete after you beat the dragon and all that. The more I look around and go caving and stumble upon these gravel patches, the more I realize these massive gravel patches, I didn't get lucky with that big one that I found when I was trying to gather gravel a few streams ago. Because I keep finding these big areas where it's block update and this massive cave-in occurs from all that gravel falling. That's a big oopsies. For only half an hour? Well, at least we're getting somewhere. All these caves will be nice and bright. It's gonna be great. Oh, well, I don't need to make torches yet. I still have more. This pickaxe is almost gone, and I only have one more after that. Oh wait, no I don't. I have two more. Hooray, me of the past. In fact, here, why don't we swap that with an axe? Even though the mine shafts are very, very uncommon. Hello, mushies. I don't think I need y'all, though. If I do, I could just chop down the big mushrooms that we have left over in the dark oak forest. Bye-bye. Hotbar swap, activate. Although, I don't really want the string there. I'll replace it soon. There's a spider. Oh, I see that. Gold. I don't know if it's just me, but it feels like gold is so much more uncommon on here compared to Java. You know what? I wonder if if this world is affected by the quadrant bug, where gold is less likely. Gold and diamonds were affected, but gold was less likely to generate in negative quadrants. That was at least a problem on InfDev Plus. And assuming method didn't do anything with the ore generation, then that means both gold and diamonds were affected. Beta 1.6, I think. Beta 1.6 fixed the diamond generation bug. Yeah, I now wish I had the cobblestone. Or I now wish I had the boop. Hello. I now wish I had the water bucket. Ew. Ew, what is that? What is this swamp water? Hello. Stay back. That water almost looks like 1.0 swamp water. That was the ugliest Java Edition swamp water. I think 1.0 made it a little nicer. The worst part about 1.0 swamp water is that there is no smoothing. It was all just oh. That's unfortunate. The one time I want it to stick around, it doesn't. Boo. Well, anyways, there was no water blending for swamp water, and I don't know why they didn't include that. It's like they already ran out of space on the biome map, except water didn't have any tinting. Water had no tinting until is this just all flooded? Well, I guess I could save some of it. Water didn't have any proper tinting until 1.13. And so I don't know why they decided to force the water change as opposed to making a water color map. To this day, I'm pretty sure Minecraft still doesn't have a dedicated color map. You'd have to use, I think you need a data pack and set the colors on there. I don't even know if Minecraft uses foliage colors image anymore either, or if it uses the JSON format. Jason, said an Egg's Guide to Minecraft. I'm not clicking down there, I'm clicking down there. I've seen at least most of an Egg's Guide to Minecraft. I was caught up back in, I don't know, 2013, 2014 maybe. I think by that point episodes were slowing down. I don't know if the series ever finished. I'm pretty sure the voice actor for, I think it might have been Steve. I think he passed away, and so that was a big bowl of sadness. And so, like, kind of hard to continue when you lose a key character. Sad times. I feel like that might also be one of the reasons why Hidamari's sketch may never continue. Technically, it could, anime adaptation, but one of the voice actress for one of the key characters on there passed away as well, just a couple years after the last anime release. So chances are later chapters of the manga will never get adapted again, even though I think it might still be going, which I feel like is a rather long time because I think the manga started in 2002, I think. So it's already been going almost 25 years. And hopefully I'm remembering that correctly. Yeah, the anime adaptation ended in 2013, I think. I think that was around the last release, 2012, 2013, somewhere around there. It wouldn't be until... Is it 2022? There was the 2019 almost complete Blu-ray box set, but it would be a couple years later that the final two OVAs could be released. What am I looking at? Is that just chunks not loaded? Or not rendered? Chunk flickering. Anyways, that was released separately. And instead of releasing the box set that had absolutely everything, it's just the two packaged together. Kind of a bummer, but oh well. That's how it goes in the anime licensing world sometimes. Sadness. Kind of like how the, I think it was 2008 Bandai DVD release of Rocket Girls included. There was the Bandai credits, but that wouldn't make sense for any non-Bandai releases in the future. But there was they included a little short of going over the original concept pilot from 2001, I think. The series released in 2007, but they were already trying back in 2001 to work on the anime adaptation. So anyways, it was a little like 3.5-4 minute video where I think it was the director, maybe the original Rocket Girls creator, can't remember, one of those guys, as well as the voice actress for the main girl. Can't remember her name. Can't remember any of their names. It's probably a problem, but when you watch so much anime, you kind of forget the names of every several thousand character you get introduced to. Anyways, not important. Important part is they did a little voiceover commentary. 2007 when the anime released, so they did a voiceover commentary over that original concept trailer pilot. And then unfortunately, after that 2008 Bandai DVD release, it was never seen again. I say that as if it had cultural significance. After that point, there was a, I don't remember when it happened. The Blu-ray is right over there. But years later, Sentai picked it up and released the series on an SDBD. So that's a 480. It could be 480p, but I'm pretty sure it's 480i. This one in particular. It's a standard definition release of the 12 episode series, but it's on a Blu-ray disc. So technically, it's supposed to look and sound better than a native DVD release, as long as the source content is good enough. Let me cross this real fast before I keep going. Oopsies, I did one over. Oh boy, now I'm stuck with this extra 4. Whoops. Anyways, when Sentai licensed the series years later and did their SD on BD release, they didn't include the bonus concept video. And that brings a little bit of sadness, because I think to myself, was Bandai the only ones licensed to release it? Did they just license the series? That's my biggest complaint with Sentai releases, is that they very rarely ever have bonus features. It comes down to clean opening, clean ending, trailers for anyone who likes that. Sometimes I go through them, sometimes I don't. Clean opening, clean ending, trailers, and usually I think disc credits. Although sometimes the disc credits just play either at the end of every episode or at the end of the whole series. Or at the end of the disc, maybe. I think G-Kids does it at the end of every disc. Sentai might do it at the end of every episode. Well, anyways, point being, there's very rarely are there any extras. And that's always a little bit of sadness, because one of the reasons why I will always like physical media over streaming, the bonuses, old TV spots, interviews, commentaries, bonus featurettes, those are almost entirely absent on Sentai releases. In fact, if I were to go through my collection, which honestly about a third of it is from Sentai, and then maybe another 10% from Funimation. But Funimation's gone now, because, Crunchyroll took over and all that. And that brings that's a big bowl of other sadness that I won't be going into. But Funimation releases always had a lot of extra stuff. I have the whole Haruhi series and movie. There's only one on there. The rebuild Evangelion films. What else? I think Fooly Cooly had. I think Fooly Cooly was from Funimation. Cowboy Bebop. That had a lot of stuff, because the 2018 Blu-ray was for the 20th anniversary release. And then they did another 25th anniversary release a few years later, and that included a bonus 25th anniversary reunion, I think. Some sort of anniversary special for the 25th anniversary. And then I think that's the only difference, because the 2018 release had at least two different full-length videos, 20 to 40 minutes long, of the cast and crew it was the four main voice actors, and can't remember her name. Can't remember anyone's name, as we could tell. Whoever was in charge of the dubbing process. And so they did a whole reunion, a whole little reunion special video years later. Dinner Report, the Bebop, I believe. And that one was really interesting, seeing them all act normally and talk about Man, I remember all those years ago because it was originally dubbed back in, I think. So the series was 98. The movie was, I think, 2001. So they dubbed the series and the movie in the early 2000s, I believe. Between 99 and 2000. Between 99 and like 2002, maybe. Can't remember when they originally dubbed it. Anyways, point being, they came back together for some extra bonus content, almost 20 years later. And like that was cool stuff. And it's a little bit of sadness that not every series gets that sort of treatment here in the West. I know that the Blu-ray market in Japan is much larger compared to the US, because these days it's all streaming. And like you have to be one of those people, people like me who still invest in physical copies. And I needed my chicken, but it's bothering me that that all moved over. Anyways, Japanese Blu-rays tend to have a lot more bonus features. And of course, part of that is also, that is their native content. It's like, for all I know, the companies who license Sentai, particularly, only wants to pay the license fees for the series itself, complete series, the movies, and that's about it. They don't want to go for any of the... I don't know if there would be extra costs to licensing any bonus content on top of, is it worth making our own special features? As like I said, it was the English dubcast that came back together for the 20th anniversary release for Cowboy Bebop. But at the same time, that's a very big IP, and I think it had print media come out afterward. Started out as just the 26 episode series, and then a couple of years after it ended was when they released the movie. And then you could tell the budget for the movie was much larger for the show. You could just by watching and listening and all that fun jazz. Anyway, I don't know where I was going with that. So they probably figured it was worth the investment for paying the voice actors to return and all that. And I didn't have any follow-up to that. Long rant, and next thing I know, another 20 minutes have passed. We're doing alright, except our inventory is getting full here, which is good because it means hooray stuff. We've also been ever so slowly finding gold. And I'm still wanting to collect all this red dust, even though it's useless, because as much as I like my redstone combination locks, I still haven't built one on my beta 1.8 world. That's on the to-do list, but I haven't gotten there yet. Truth be told, I haven't been playing on that world much. As much as I still talk about it, I haven't been playing on there much. Primarily because, there was this game that released. It's called Pragmata. I think it's pretty good. One of the most fun games to play in recent times. Most fun AAA games to have released within recent times. Hello. Goodbye. Now the reason why I say most fun is because, like, I do find it to have some issues. You gotta be really, really good at multitasking. I don't think that's an issue with the game itself. That's just an issue with me and how long it takes for me to process stuff. I'm a lot better now, but yeah, I was struggling a lot at the beginning because there's, there's regular gunplay combat, but there's also hacking as part of the combat. Hack enemies, hack doors, stuff like that. And so like trying to do both of those at the same time, it's difficult because I like focusing on one thing at a time. And boy, is there a very large variety of weapons and tools and abilities to keep track of. And it feels like Doom Eternal times like 3. Doom Eternal had a lot of stuff as well. Doom 2016 was a good start, and I feel like once you got used to 2016, Eternal was an upgrade. I haven't played the Dark Ages. I own it, but I haven't played it yet. It's currently still in my Steam pile of shame. Sadness, but I'll get to it eventually. Part of it is it's just a massive install size, and that's kind of why I've been avoiding it, even though I do want to play it. But anyways, Doom Eternal took nearly all of 2016 systems, gameplay systems, and said, let's add more. And so a lot of Pragmata feels like a even farther expansion of stuff that Eternal introduced. Although difference with abilities and whatnot. There's also the first person versus third person dealio. Doom, to my knowledge, every Doom game has been first person, and then Pragmata is third person based. But when it comes to stuff like movement and combat, it feels similar. But anyways, I've had difficulty with all of this stuff keeping track of. Anyways, another like minor gripe with the game itself is I feel like the story was rather weak and predictable. I still enjoyed it, but when it comes to active story, as in what the player does, what the player experiences, everything you interact with, the active story of the game was rather shallow. The world building, not too surprised. The world building itself is large and really deep. And since I'm a big sci-fi guy, I liked it. I like games like Soma and Observer, although those are kind of on the darker side. This one is more lighthearted. Where was I going with that? So anyways, the world building and stuff like events from the past, that is definitely deep, but in the lore and all that, it still feels like a modern AAA game in terms of when you start, you are gonna get many tutorial prompts. The first chapter is full of tutorial prompts, and that goes into what I was saying with there's a lot of different systems for you to keep track of. Well, once you get past all that, chapter 2 and 3 and onward, then it's definitely a lot less. Yeah, as you start getting the feel for how stuff flows. What else? It doesn't feel hand-holdy at the beginning. It just feels like there's a lot of stuff for you to know. One of the big downsides with the story, as I also said, is that most of the backstory is behind audio, or not audio logs. There's a few, like, their 3D ghost memories things. They're not ghost memories, but that's what it feels like because I always associate that storytelling technique with BioShock. BioShock 1 had a lot of them. I can't remember if BioShock 2 had many. I think BioShock 2 toned back some of the ghost memories. But yeah, sort of it's the 3D moment of time captured that can be replayed. There's a fair amount of those, as well as text-based logs. as well as 2 totally different storylines of 2 unrelated characters that don't really have any effect on the gameplay itself, or the story you experience, or much of what happened in the past. But like, I found them interesting, and it's a little bit of a bummer that to my knowledge, I haven't done super digging, but to my knowledge, both those characters only exist within these text logs. One of them, I think, kind of had, if I made my correct connections, one of the characters for these secret log entries. I see a mine shaft. These secret log entries does technically have a direct connection towards the ending of the game and what our main characters Hugh and Diana go through. But you wouldn't know there was an effect unless you did all your reading. Which I think it's a bit of a bummer, but at the same time, when I finally discovered that, I was like, oh, that's so cool. It makes sense. As I'm trying to safely get over here, and I can't tell why that lava's just chilling there. I think because the mineshaft generated second, and there was no block updates. But I also don't know if that's just straight up a chunk border. I think it's just the mineshaft being the mineshaft. There we go, now it's safe. It's nice that we found a mineshaft over here, because when I went looking around in MC Edit, I didn't find too much. There are a couple mineshafts, but I didn't even find a couple. I only found one. One that was sort of fragmented, and it fell off in the distance. But as we could tell by the amount of torches I've been making and going through, we might be off in the distance now. I didn't check too much if it connected with any of the... Do you see that? I didn't check too much if it connected with any of the caves I was likely to explore. Come on, I keep talking about these particles. Show me the particles, please. I'm not crazy, I know I saw it. There's no way I just saw a torch flicker, right? Because I thought I saw a little poof right there. Maybe I did. Maybe... Oh, nope, I saw that. That was definitely... There we go. The falling particles that I keep talking about being added in 0.10 finally is added in 0.10. At least that I've noticed. Could have been build 1. Anyways, I wonder what topic I'm going to ramble on next about. Because I rambled on about Minecraft beta, rambled on about anime, rambled on about Pragmata. I wonder if it's worth picking up the rails, or if I should just leave them, because those are going to eat away my inventory space. And I'm already getting low, which is kind of why I haven't been mining as much coal, because I want to sort of save my space for whatever else I find out here. I'm really hoping I find diamonds, because I keep finding all this redstone. And thankfully, I'm also doing good with gold. I need, what, 18, right? 17. As long as I keep exploring, I'll be able to get that second nether reactor today. I don't know if I'm going to tear the whole thing down on stream. That sounds really boring. And that's also why I try to limit the amount of tunnel boring I've been doing. And this isn't a full mine shaft. This is half a shaft. I wonder if this chunk right here didn't save. Hey, you think if I dug forward, we'd run into more mine shaft? You know how I was saying that you find trees that get cut off because the chunk population and chunks not saving and all that? I think the same thing can happen to structures. So if this really is a chunk border right here, and like sure the cave might be fine, well, like do you think we're gonna run into more mine shafts if we kept going 16 blocks forward? I think it would probably need to go down as well. Let's do some counting, because for all I know, the chunk we're in didn't save. That might be why the mineshaft is cut off. So that's 8. We're halfway there. I knew it. You see that? This chunk right here didn't save the mine shaft. I saw that blue carbon, but we have bigger issues to deal with. As if finding blue carbon is an issue. Praise be to Notch, we got diamonds. Or something like that. I don't like all this gravel. I've seen too many cave-ins to want to stand on this gravel. I was just talking earlier about all the cave-ins, and so now I'm like, I don't want to stand on this. Is it just 3? I think so. I won't complain, because 3 diamonds is better than 0 diamonds. Do I even still need iron? Oh, we are totally out of inventory space now. And this pickaxe is halfway gone. We still have a fair amount of torches, which means we cannot use torches to free up inventory slots. So I think, because we're in a good area, what we'll do, we'll find our way out of here. It's a real shame that I can't just check for what a chunk border is. Okay, I'm going to stand on this because I know this is safe. And then we're just going to fill this in real fast. Okay, now I feel better. Standing on... Let me stand on cobblestone again. I might dig up this coal. In fact, yeah, I'll leave that coal. I was going to just start making one of my regular staircases and decided that's not necessary. Because I'm definitely wanting to get out of here, but I want to get out of here from where I'm currently at. So look at this. Poor mine shaft totally destroyed by this chunk not saving. Or this line of chunks. I don't even know if there's a way to get it back. Like if deleting the chunk would regenerate that. But like how would I guarantee that the chunk gets populated correctly? Oops. Sorry, nothing I can do about that. Yeah, I don't like all this gravel I keep standing on. Well, you know, here's what I can do. I'll feel better once I have this over, because I do kind of want to go over here. It's probably going to keep burning down anyway, but it's a start. I don't really know the math for how far lava spread is. Alright, well, I guess this is the exit. I really hope I have enough pickaxe durability, because if we don't, I guess I'm gonna punch my way out of here. I dig that hole at the bottom in case we run into water. For all I know, we're gonna pop up at the bottom of the ocean, since the ocean's really not far from here. At least it was not far from where we started. I don't know where here is. I have no way of checking without exporting the world. Or loading it up. Well, no, I have to export the world because it's currently saved in the emulator either way. I don't have any mobile tools to check. Although if I could find Pocket Inv Editor, I might be able to use that. That was a tool I used back in the day. Pocket Inv Editor and Block Launcher. Someone talked about them recently. And it's nice that I do have the opportunity. If I can get a hold of the APKs, I could install them on here. I feel like I'm too low. This might just be a dirt patch and not surface. But it's nice that it's dirt though, because that means it breaks faster. I don't know if my pickaxe is gonna make it. We might start punching. Oops. At least it's gonna get us close. Chances are, if we have to go this high up, then we are indeed not at the bottom of the ocean, because we would have hit the gravel floor quickly. And now this is when stuff goes slow. I feel like we almost made it, but at the same time, I don't even know what almost is. I think I should count. I have to place that torch down. Let's see if I can do some math here. So I'm going to assume that lava generates at the same level as they do in Java, and that's level 11. Level 11 is the top block, I believe. So if I count, that's kind of dark. So with all of that, if I can count level 11 being that level, that means this one's 12, 13, I'm standing on 14, standing on 15. That burned up like I thought it would. Something took fall damage. So this is 15. Let's do some counting. I'm currently on 46, but it's occurred to me I don't want people to call me a dingus. Why would people call me a dingus? I have wood. I have a mine shaft. Why don't I just start cooking some of this iron up? I'm at 63. That's annoying. Yeah, how about I just do the smart thing and not waste everyone's time? Let's just dig up some of this wood here real fast. That's not what I wanted. This is miserable. I shouldn't have dug this wood. What was I saying before about seeing too many gravel caves in? This used to be faster. Why is it slow now? That's a big space it opened up there. Whoop. Well, either way, that was only, what, 2 planks? Oh, I didn't even pick it up because I don't have the space. Well, it can be tossed on the ground. How about we eat this one potato? Really no negative. I have plenty of potatoes at home. I don't need that one. Is that only 1 plank? I thought there was 2. By the way, now I'm at 2. I kind of want to just get rid of all of this. It'll make me feel better. Not really, but I'm going to act like it does. Alright, what am I? I'm at 8. Nope, just kidding. Now I'm at 9. Oh, well, I guess I'll put this one back. Or maybe I should keep that one. Place it back here. Maybe I did end up picking up that 1 plank that I thought I lost. I'll have another shovel after this, right? Good news is, once the shovel is gone, I'll also free up another inventory slot. Oop. Plop that down. And, of course, the inventory is full. Alright. So, what I'll do now is make a crafting table that we cannot pick up. Let me just pick up all this gravel, bring it into one slot. There we go. So now what we can do, we can make a furnace that we can't pick up either. So now with the furnace, I can... I'm gonna toss all of that in there, and all of that in there. And now we say hooray. As I think about, I wonder if I should have... mined all of the planks after all. So I just get rid of these 3 blocks. And then I get rid of these 3 blocks. What does that mean? Chest. Hooray. So with this chest, I can put in all this cobblestone that I don't really want. All this gravel I don't want either. I heard people at the door. And there we go. So now what I can do, as this iron cooks up, we can make 1 more pickaxe. And then we need to complete the stack. Hooray, that was only 1. So this way, I don't waste coal. With all that taken care of, as we realize that we really don't have another shovel, which means I should probably, while I'm here, make another shovel. Let's just get rid of this real fast, because it's still a mess. Alright, now I feel better. And again with all the gravel. In fact, I'll put away the dirt as well. Alright, in case I don't come back here anytime soon, I don't really need any of this, except for the cobblestone, but that's not the end of the world if I don't come back with it. Get rid of that real fast. If I wanted to make a full outpost, I could chop down more of these and make a second chest there. I wonder if I should even leave this. I don't know. Furnaces might have issues coming up soon. In fact, yeah, I will in fact feel better if I did that. But hey, at least I'll have an even number after this. I'll leave the chest. The chest should be fine. Grab that. Grab the 48. You can cook a mushroom to make red dye? Is that on Java? That's a Pocket Edition thing, right? Because we were also talking recently about I think it was being able to craft something. Craft brown wool, I thought, was something other than cocoa beans, because cocoa beans wasn't around. This was much more engaging than just ever so slowly punching my way out of here. Even though by this point I might have been close to the surface if I did just keep punch, and didn't bother going back to count, and didn't bother making a little outpost. Think this is surface dirt? Okay, this is probably surface dirt. Please be in the forest. I don't want to be under a river. Hooray! It's a forest. Is that light? Oh my gosh, are you seeing this? My pillar is just right there. This tree's kind of in the way. You know what? I'm gonna do the same thing I've been doing. Let me drop that torch. Drop that torch. I'll be back. Alright, well let me just start putting more stuff down. What are we at, 9? 9 dropped frames. Maybe I do need to stick to the 24 FPS streams. Things used to be fine though. Some days are alright. Alright, so let me toss that. Toss all of this. In fact, let me also put the stones away. Because we're going to do some tree chopping. I want this area free. But to do that, I need to free my inventory. We're not going to tree chop for too long, just enough to clear out the space between these two pillars. I don't even know if I'm going to make a second pillar. I might just leave it as a whole. Someone's coming to greet me. Sorry, but I'm not in the mood to deal with you. Whatever you're selling, I'm not buying. Let me get rid of more of these real fast. As I find where my mouse went. So we won't chop down too many trees right now. Partly, and I don't have enough axe durability. I don't think. Oh no, I do have a second axe. Well, that changes everything. I just might chop down more trees. But I don't want to spend too long because I do have my stuff to get back. Get back to the village. Maybe I should have kept some of that dirt. Well, I knew that there could be up to 3 different three different tree types in this area. There we go, because we got the dark oak, the oak, and the birch. They're all right here. That's a green bean. And I'm starting to think I might have prematurely cut this down. Oops. I can't place when I want to place when I jump. That's why that's so slow. Oh, how nice it is on Java Edition. That was a waste of axe durability. I think I might have made a mistake. This is a poofy tree. Not only is it a poofy tree, it's a really poofy tree. There's a lot of branches in here. I think I might have made a mistake. Let's not waste any tool durability getting rid of leaves. Don't care if on InfDef Plus an axe gets rid of trees or gets rid of leaves instantaneously. That's still a waste of durability. You could use that axe on wood. Hooray! More apples I don't know what to do with. Especially since I'm not going to be making any golden tools for a while. Or any golden apples. Golden foods. As much as I also want to work on a rail system, I still want the gold for... I still want to spend the gold on more nether reactor spires. It'll be nice if I'm faster this next time. And I can recover 3 blocks. I can reach that one? No way. That is very far. Oop. I wonder when items turn red upon receiving damage. When that started. They didn't start today, right? It might have. Maybe it started on build 1, and I wasn't paying attention last time. ready to say goodbye to the axe. This time is running out soon. Please tell me I got rid of all this correctly. It's always a bummer when you chop down a whole poofy tree, clear out the area, start moving on. A couple minutes pass, you look back and you realize you forgot one log. one branch. That's not fun. Bye-bye. No way! Through trial and error, I eventually got all the way back to the point where the pickaxe is in the second slot, my axe is in the third slot. And like, if I put food there, I can put my shovel in the fourth slot. With my torches after that. Look at that! I finally have an organized hotbar again. After needing to suffer with an unorganized hotbar for the past, like, 45 minutes. Hello! Thanks for dropping the torch, buddy. Well, now we have to go down and pick up some of that dirt. I have to fill this in. Anyone who says otherwise, how can you live with messy terrain? Maybe you like the noisiness of classics and how messy that 2D noise was. Same thing with InDev. Even early InDev that had 2D noise for the terrain. There's a lot of stairs. Under normal circumstances, there'd be a big waste of food. Big waste of hunger, needing to climb, jump up, all that. Well, this is not normal circumstances. Because hooray, I don't have to deal with hunger. Well, we do have to jump all the way back up. Stretch. I say in a chair that doesn't squeak anymore when I stretch. This is barely going to be enough. I'll have 3 over. Well, this is nice. I'm glad that we didn't wander too far. Yeah, it's weird to think that I popped out of here. Well, here, let's see. So the mine shaft is off in that direction. And then I went digging from... Oh, that is all dark. Did I not put torches? What happened? Why are there no torches in here? Did I really run out of torches? It better be because I ran out of torches and not because it didn't save. No, either way, seeing as these popping out at 2 different angles, I guess I kind of understand now. But yeah, I understand now why I didn't run into that mine shaft earlier. But I'm not particularly in the mood to do more caving now, so as long as this entryway is all nice and bright, I'm not going to worry about running into bad guys immediately when I come down here. So much bouncing. Alrighty, any more trees that I've decayed? It's nice to have quick beach access. The ocean's just right there. Why are there chickens out in the distance? What are they doing? That swamp. Oh man, that is so dark now. It's not just the water, it's the trees and the grass. That is very dark. Now that is mud colored to me. Excuse me, baby cow. You get to live. Isn't there a word for baby cow? Isn't it calf? Is a calf a baby cow? Am I remembering correctly? I see the green beans over there. We're gonna ignore him as we keep wandering. I'm pretty sure this way's back towards home because we've got all these trees that are cut off there. Same thing with this chunk right here. You could see the blatantly obvious chunk board as well. I don't think this ever was corrected. To my knowledge, you will still find forests with cut off leaves in the present. I want to say there were certain snapshots where this was a problem on Java Edition, but that was very quickly fixed. I don't know. That's not true, I do know. The reason how Java doesn't have this issue is, first, it saves every chunk that you get that gets loaded. So in Java, everything you see has already been written to disk. Let's see if I can split these evenly. So not only does every chunk that gets generated get saved, unless, crash or something, but also it doesn't populate the second half of chunks. In only two directions does chunk population get applied. So it gets mitigated half the time, but for the other half of the time, it's only half a chunk that gets populated at a time. Chunks are populated on a 1/2 basis every 8 blocks. You could tell there are chunks at the edge of the world, depending on direction, that have snow on them, that are in a snow biome. But if you use an external tool, you will only find half of those chunks being covered in snow. That's kind of interesting. Regardless, Pocket Edition doesn't. I don't know how it handles full chunks versus half chunk saving, or full chunk versus half chunk population, but it definitely does not save every chunk that gets visibly generated. And that's where the problems come in. And I'm also thinking of having a dedicated redstone chest after this. This is a lot of redstone, but I don't think I think it's 0.11 that I could turn it into blocks. It's either 0.11 if 0.12 gets redstone functionality. I also have a number of sticks. I don't know how that happened, but I think we'll just make this now. We'll just make a new diamond sword. It'll still be a little time before I need it, though. Oh wait, oops, not dark oak. Insert I guess segregation joke here about the dark oak logs. Oh wait, why do I have one? Why do I have one gold? Keep holding on to the dirt. Let me make sure I didn't put away the dirt or the gravel. There's a buffer. Uh-oh. It still only says 9 dropped frames. Done already? Hooray! Now keep cooking. It still bothers me that you pull stuff out of the furnace, everything in there, but when you try to put stuff in, it will only transfer one at a time. Hooray! Let's make those other two blocks now. In fact, I think I put the coal away. I guess there's still time. I can keep on procrastinating, making a dedicated storage area. There's no way this is gonna last through 0.12. What'll probably end up happening is I'll just make a new outpost. I want to keep exploring. Maybe when 0.11 comes around. Because I know where I want to go next. Because I did finally, at long last, look at the biome map. And I kind of know in which direction to travel. We'll have to go all the way back home for this. And instead of going whichever direction we went in this way, let me grab all the iron. So if home is that way, instead of traveling this way from spawn, world origin and all that, we're going to travel this way. I say this way because I don't know which direction the sun rises and sets in this version. I think it's still north and south, which means we might have traveled negative Z this way. So if that's negative Z, this should be positive X. No way. Am I not finding diamonds because I am in the literal negative quadrant? Is this negative? Oh man, is that my problem? Have I done goofed? I don't know. Alright, let's just put away the not gold, the dirt. Grab the gold. Make another reactor. And that sword as well. I'll keep the sword in the valuables chest for now. In fact, let's also check on that pickaxe. Nope, that one still indeed does have low durability. So that was just a problem I was experiencing previously. So I've got my diamond pickaxe, got the reactor, got the gold. I did not put away the dirt. Oop. Oh yeah, they fixed the sign text, because if you remember yesterday, the text on the side wouldn't render through every block. Hooray, they fixed that. No, green bean, not on the roof. Hey buddy, would you kindly get down? Come on, get mad. Yeah! Thanks for the jump. Why did it still take 3 hits? Are you serious? What is this? Well, surprise, I guess we need more dirt. And where's that sound? Why did you not play any sound? That's dumb. Poor flower caught in the crossfire. You're telling me that green bean jumped off of there, took the fall damage, and it still required 3 hits from a diamond sword? I don't like the damage system on here. This stuff feels weak. To think that this is how it is in modern Minecraft, probably. But it doesn't feel like that, because most of the times, enchanting's easy to come by. So I don't know how dark it is, so we're just going to plop down those 2 torches. And now I don't have any gravel, but the gravel stuff is right here. Now I have all these seeds that I don't want. Should have been pulling from there. Oops. I think I only need like 3 blocks. Are we done? Let's put away these items, and then it'll be time to start another reactor. I'll do it kind of floating, because I guess I should have grabbed some more dirt. I've passed a stack of seeds. I now kind of wish I had a... Oh, what's it called? Hold on. Composter, that's the word. And I wish I had a composter. Probably my favorite 1.14 feature. Not the textures, not the villager system, Although I will admit, once I started using the 1.14 trading system, I started to understand and like appreciate it. As much as I like the simplicity of what we got at 1.3, I think the 1.14 system is more intuitive and it's more interesting. It's also a pain needing to scroll through one trade at a time. Alright, we got 20 minutes. I wanted to sleep real fast. So where to build this spire where it won't be a bother? Maybe up there. I'll need to build it slightly taller though. I wonder if I can have it floating. Place your bets now if you think I can pull this off. I kind of have some doubts. I guess I could just start here. So it is... Let's just start out with our plus sign of cobblestone. Because the gold goes in the middle. I wonder if I could stand on it when I activate it. You. It's going to be the last block I place. So I think... I just admit the loss of the cobble. How would I use dirt instead? The only thing I'm going to lose, because I think it generates one block down. Even if it generates two, I guess I won't care too much about this layer. But if it generates one block downward, then I know all of this can get replaced. But I'm pretty sure this layer might get removed as well. Oh, you know what I could do? I could just dig it up myself. So the tall grass, I don't care about. Alright, let me grab my dirt real fast. And a dunk. Alrighty, y'all. Are you ready? See if I can be faster this time. With the mining. Diamond pickaxe. Go. 1, 2, 3. And I missed that last one. But that's okay, I got 3 of them. Time to fight. Probably get my food ready. It's kind of funny that the Nether Reactor, here on Pocket Edition, they've done so much to try to optimize the game, yet they implement all these items just by spawning a bunch of them. That is slightly comedic. Bye-bye. Man, I feel so high up now. Well, I guess the floor doesn't get affected. Alright, let's see. Inventory is not totally full. I'll just start tearing down this corner. See, was I right? Is the floor 2 blocks thick? Yes, it was, so I did just get rid of all that. That's okay, I suppose. I don't care too much. It is only 2, not 3. Yep, alright, cool. So then I guess while I'm here, how about... You know, this is really dark. This is just temporary as I tear this all down. In fact, how about we get a good look at the Nether Reactor core? Stop jumping. I see a spider, and the spider's out of here. You just noped on out. Yeah, I want a nice good look at the core here after it's been used up. I wonder if this texture's still in the game, or if they ended up changing it. The used core. Because I know the glowing obsidian should still be around. The regular default nether reactor got a different texture. It became all smooth and looks like plastic. It's kind of funny to think that the core itself is cheaper than all the gold required to build this spire. Oop. I'll take that, thank you. Let me just place some of this down. I'm gonna dissect this spire top down. So I'll figure out a way to get all the way to the top, and then we'll just sort of go layer by layer downward. I'm going to want, since it would be smart, I'm going to want a dedicated area for netherrack. Netherrack reacts. Hello. I'm gonna need more food here. Let me deal with this green bean real fast. Goodbye. That's nice. Hooray for healing. What I might end up doing, I might even just keep the floor there. We'll see if I get rid of it in its entirety. You know what this is going to be like? It's going to be like the what number? Hold on. 1, 2, 3, 4. The fifth angel from Evangelion. How it took him a long time to dissect the giant pyramid, whose name I can't be bothered to remember. Can't remember the name of any of them. Oh wait, we already knew that. Even though I've seen the series and the rebuild films several times. The series actually covers them in the half recap episode. Can't remember exactly which episode it is. Yeah, the first half of whatever episode that is goes over all the battles. It's kind of interesting, that style, because that style ended up being used again for the Death movie from Death and Rebirth, which ended up being called Death True after it was cut off and edited out some stuff, you know, I don't know why. And then Death True 2 was released to bring back a lot of what was cut. Although I have seen Death and Rebirth, the standard release that combined the two, and there's nothing in particular that I didn't remember seeing. Stretch. Alright, let's put all this stuff away. It's nice that I collect 26 netherite, or 26 obsidian every time from this. So I have that, and put away the 1 gold bar. And hooray, I've got 3 more at the ready now. And boink. I guess that's the only block. We're going to keep this netherrack because this is time. Actually, we'll make two. We're going to make 2 double chests. I don't trust just one for netherrack. Although I don't know in the end how much netherrack I'm really going to keep. Because what will end up happening is a lot of that's just going to end up with... A lot of that's going to end up being placed in that spire to fix it up. Why does the one on the left look shorter than the one on the right? I almost thought at first that one hit the height limit because of it. Maybe it's just the angle I'm looking. Oh well. And I forgot to put the quartz away. It's nice that how much quartz we get from this. It'll give me a big head start even though the nether's coming soon. I say soon, but there are so many... I'm gonna keep saying it. There are so many test builds for these earlier versions. It's kind of crazy. I guess they kind of turned that into their snapshot era. Oh, that's right. I kind of forgot I had this cactus farm going. Boop. Alright, for the netherrack, I think it would be wise to place it close to where the building is. I guess we won't be deconstructing for too long. We only have another 7.5 minutes of the day. Also need to put back my valuables. I'll hold off on grabbing the sword for now. But the pickaxe and the core can be put away. Nope, no thank you. Always keep a free hand, kids. Oh wait, you don't accidentally misclick. Oh yeah, did they fix slab rendering? The slide texture of slabs were missing yesterday. I think they did. Hooray! Everyone likes bug fixes. I kinda wish we had another 1.15 bug fix update, but I think, truth be told, 26.2 is looking like that. I don't know if 26.1 was a lot of bug fixes, but 26.2 with Vulkan and all that, it's up there. Alright, let's go start accessing these other layers. Let's just dig all this up for now. This will make me feel better. I only want enough space to walk around from in here, and then we'll be going back up top. I also wanted to pick up the netherrack to be able to pillar up there however I need to. Yeah, look at all that swamp. Jump, jump, a jump. Hello, Mr. Zomble, how's it going? Don't mind me coming on through. We're gonna place that temporarily, even though I know it's gonna get dug up again. Come on. We're almost there. I'm just now realizing I have one partially used iron pickaxe. And I'm gonna mine all of this with it. That's not happening. Well, either way, we made it to the top. Hooray! Let's do some digging. Oop. I already feel like this is a very precarious way to go about it. But it's only difficult for this first section. This thinnest part up top. Oop, we're good. Famous last words. I wonder if I should, like, lower each section at a time. Well, there's not a direct way for this. The pickaxe is gonna break soon already. I'll probably end up doing more of this on my own time. I can't see myself digging up this entire thing on stream. I say that now, but watch me end up streaming this entire portion. The entire deconstruction of this. I spent 2 hours digging an entire nether spire in Minecraft Hardcore. That's not true. I'm pretty sure I've already died in this world. Not since I've moved, but I'm pretty sure I've died. Oh, you know what? I jumped off the bottom of the world. Even if I don't remember any previous deaths, I jumped off the bottom of the world at the end of 0.8. I'm probably not going to do that again in the future, because once XP gets added, I'm going to want to keep my XP. Let's pick up all the goods, even though we are running low on time. Whoop. Jump, jump, big jump. Alright, we're getting there. Things are now going to be easier. That isn't until I dig up the portion beneath this. See this iron pickaxe? Won't be here much longer. I can make it disappear. Ta-da! I made my pickaxe disappear. It got really dark. Oh boy. Wait, where are my torches? Why did I put my torches away? Uh-oh. Sorry, all I guess it's gonna be a little dark. And since today's nearly over, there's not gonna be anything else we'll be doing. Let me just go around trying to pick up all the items that fell overboard. And then we'll make it all the way down. And that'll be it for the day. After we head back home. Maybe I did already get everything. Alright, now how did I get up here? It's always easier going down than going up, but I don't remember. Aha! It says Claptrap from Borderlands. I never watched the Borderlands movie. I kind of completely forgot about that. When did that release? 23? 24? I completely forgot about the Borderlands movie. I was supposed to see it. I've played the first 4 games. 1, 2, pre-sequel, 3. I haven't completed 3. Or pre-sequel. In fact, the only game I've actually completed is the first one. I don't know if I've completed the first, but I know I got to Game of the Year edition. Oh, wait, I put those chests down and didn't even bother. Oops. Alright, well, I'm already over here. I'm not gonna walk back. Let's just put away this cobblestone, and then I think that'll be it for today. Back again tomorrow for Friday, last stream of the week. And that's indeed all it for this time. Thank you all for watching. Bye.